it has been, his dream to have that fixed, and here we are today, marching towards, making that dream a reality. So we thank you, very much, Ambassador, and through you to, the government and people of the Republic of China, Taiwan, for the support that you continue to render to us.
It is another step in the long road of mutual friendship and cooperation that bind the two broadly people of Taiwan and the Gambia, one both sides have worked hard to strengthen. For GRTS News, I am Fatou Jassi.
Cabinet ministers have sown their Jalamba farm with the first maize seeds. Ibrahim Ajata was with the members of the executive in the Kombo Central village, and he reports the officials are looking forward to a successful farming season.
People usually complain about the lack of farmland, but farming these days can even be done outside your house. Buy a flower pot, plant a couple of tomato seedlings in there, a couple of pepper seeds. You're contributing to food security.
The example you're showing
no matter how small the piece of land or the pot you have that you plant these things, is contributing somehow. Because if you have a pot in which you have 2 or 3 plants of pepper, they yield, it's going to cut down the amount of money you spend on buying pepper in the market.
Welcome to Kombo Jalamba, the eastern extremes of the west coast region. The heavens have opened up, calling for a return back to the land. Everyone seems to be doing so, and members of cabinet are no exception. This vast farm here is being exclusively cultivated by ministers of cabinet in an exemplary move, giving significant strength to the national call for the citizenry to till the land. And this is just one of several farms being cultivated around the country by members of cabinet. Farming has become an integral part of their work, and decision makers want the citizenry to be inspired in order to accelerate the quest to bolster the nation's food basket.
Last year when we started this initiative to have a cabinet farm, it's one way of giving strength to the president's message on his call for us to go back to the land. Yes, everybody, as I said initially, has our own farm, but together, if we come together and have a farm, that will send a strong signal to people that really farming is something that should not be reserved for, say, illiterates or anybody. It means anybody can become a farmer. In fact, the more educated you are, the more learned you are, the more you should be involved in farming to ensure that you utilize best practices and improve techniques to ensure that agricultural production and productivity is increased.
Grow what you eat and eat what you grow is possibly the most fitting catchphrase in the country presently, after a major crop failure with pretty accords, well-timed effect and meaning to the national call for the citizenry to till the land.
Just like His Excellency the President always says, let's show by example. And getting the cabinet ministers here to actually start planting their own farm, weeding it, harvesting it, is all part of the process of food production. It starts with land preparation, planting, weeding, harvesting. And if the ministers themselves can come out here, I think it's a good example to the rest of the nation to take up farming to some extent.
When the cabinet ventures to the farms, despite interminable official engagements, it quite summons everyone to take up tools and till the land, according to Jalamba Alcalo Lamin Jata, who told GRTS that farming is one indispensable activity which people can't afford to disregard in the face of food problems across the world, while hailing President Jammeh for sounding a timely message to Gambians. This substantial early maize cultivation in Jalamba is anticipated to be all ready for harvest in 90 days.
The seed, as you can see out there, is very good quality seed. That's a very good soil, and planting has been done on time with the soil moisture very adequate.
So you're expecting a good yield?
Definitely, it should. All else being normal, it should be okay. These are 90-day varieties, so we'll be looking to a bumper harvest in 90 days' time.
Imam Ibrahim Sow told the state broadcaster that apart from its ensuing gains, the farmer is well recompensed by God for tilling the land to afford sustenance. This is just the time to engage in farming when the heavens are bringing forth blessings, according to the village imam. The cropping season is in full swing, arousing a variety of productions responding to the call for the population to engage in farming. Yet authorities want to inspire massive and collective participation in a quest seeking to alleviate poverty and the country's dependence on imported food. Ibrahim Jata, GRTS.
Officials of Gambia International Airlines and representatives of institutions that have a stake in Hajj operations have been discussing this year's pilgrimage to Mecca. As Atumani reports, the forum forms part of efforts to ensure a hitch-free journey to the Holy Land.
With barely 3 months to go before this year's Hajj in the Holy Lands of Mecca and Medina, members of the Hajj Commission and other stakeholders have been putting in preparatory efforts ahead of the mass convergence. The meeting, according to members, discussed some key issues of vital interest to pilgrims and organizers of the Hajj operations.
From experience, particularly last year, so many people went to Mecca when in reality they are very weak. They are not strong enough to actually perform the Hajj, but they were past fit to perform the Hajj. So it imposed a very big challenge on GIA and the National Hajj Commission. For example, an estimated 90 people were there, who were sickly or who were very, very weak to perform the Hajj. So that was a very big challenge. So this year we are trying to avoid that. And as a result, we are working closely with the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare to ensure that during medical examinations, let them screen these pilgrims thoroughly.
The GIA official urged escorts of would-be disabled pilgrims to be committed to the welfare of the pilgrim and not place the burden on Hajj guides who have enough to care for. The 2012 Hajj package price, according to officials, is $136,500, and early payment is paramount in securing a seat on the flight to the Holy Lands.
If you want to go, please come out very quickly and make your payment. Make your payment and complete it. Those who already made deposits, let them come up and make their final settlement. Also, you have to look for your passport. As a matter of urgency, you also have to look for your medical certificates, and then these documents, together with 2 passport-size photographs, you submit them at GI office. One on Caravan Avenue, Gaipa House, and the other at 78 Daniel Goda Street in Banjul, near July 22nd.
15th of September is set as the last day of payments for all would-be pilgrims. Gambians and non-Gambians planning to travel with GIA are urged to start their Hajj transaction in the earliest possible time. Dr. Mbaika Amirul Hajj commended government for supplementing the Hajj package price for the citizenry, which he says makes the Gambia's Hajj expenses one of the cheapest in the sub-region.
Hajj now is not business as usual. We used to be here in the Gambia up to after Ramadan, and you go to any travel agency to Gambia Airways and pay your money and go to Makkah. Now the business is not as usual. It's a whole year working transactions. So this is why I'm advising those who intend to go to Makkah to make their payments in time. The earlier is better for GIA to pay their accommodation, to pay their aircraft, to pay anything they have to pay in time. And then this will save time for them, and this will make the work of GIA also easier.
The meeting drew participants from the Ministry of Health, Immigration, Hajj Commission, members of the media and officials of the national carrier GIA in an effort to fine-tune preparations ahead of the Hajj proper. For GRTS News, I am Aissatou Mane.
You can monitor GRTS Radio Live on our website at www.grts.gm. We'll take our first break. Stay tuned.
Of inspiration.
I really want to go back home and try to follow my dad's footsteps.
Events that shape our perspectives.
I always say this, Gambia will never stop having peace.
Translating dreams into reality.
The rights and opportunities of all women and girls deserve our attention and our support.
On Weekend Spectrum, we try to follow spectrum of stories focusing on human interest angle and make you wonder what's next.
Well, 8 books, that's a huge collection.
Every weekend at this time on GRTS.
Welcome back. Syria's embattled leader has swiftly appointed a replacement following the killing of his powerful defense minister Daud Raja. The